Is it working? There we go. Hey everybody, we're doing a quick panel here today with our state winners and last year's national and global winner of the Championships of Cosplay. My name is Johnston. I host the Australian Championships of Cosplay, and I'm lucky enough to be able to travel to every capital city that Oz Comic-con visits and see the incredible work that's put in by cosplayers all over the country, which is pretty amazing. So I'm going to start having everybody up here on the panel introduce themselves. If you've got any questions at any point in time, just raise your hand. But I will also be asking these guys some questions just really about what goes into making an award-winning costume. So let's start.
Hi guys, I'm Henchwench. I have a major armor fetish. So yeah, I make a lot of big armor costumes.
Hi guys, I'm Lilla from Adelaide. I like to make a range of costumes, so sometimes armor, sometimes fabric.
Hi, I'm Astrokerrie. I'm from Perth. I also LARP as well as cosplay, so I like to choose costumes that I can use for both.
Hi, I am Helen from Artemis costuming. I'm in Melbourne here, and I mainly specialise in Sonic.
I'm Major Sam. I'm the national winner and global winner of the last championships, and I'm more of a sewing sort of cosplayer as well.
Okay guys, so I might start with a bit of an easy one. One of the things that people say to me when they talk about the championships is, I could never enter that. There's no way. I'm not good enough. I'm scared. The whole process is terrifying to me. What made you take that step from going, okay, there's a competition, to, yeah, you know what, I'm actually going to enter that?
I think for me, it was more an excuse to actually make something giant and huge. So I think of a project and I do a project before I think of a reason for doing the project. So I just started making this giant warp costume and figured that I'd enter the championships as well. When it was starting to shape up to be a good looking costume, I thought, okay, I'll try.
Yeah, a lot of times it's just to justify making such a big, elaborate costume that otherwise you'd be too scared to take out because it's so big and you're scared of it breaking or people stepping on it. But yeah, and it also it's really good motivation just to really push yourself to something that you might not otherwise try to do.
I've cosplayed for a number of years, and I don't usually enter competitions just because I just don't. But I really wanted to make the Crusader costume, and I really wanted to push myself. The same as these guys have said, it was a good excuse to not cut any corners and make sure that I made it properly. And I figured it was about time that I saw how well I went into a competition, so I figured I'd give it a go.
For me, it was just, I don't know, like making a costume. I didn't want to wear just around the corner. I wanted to do something more with it. I don't know. Saw it and I was like, why not?
Like the other girl said, it's very motivating to have a goal, like a time goal, make sure you're doing everything right. It's a good excuse to sort of go all out, and yeah, it's just motivation, and I'm competitive anyway, so that's my fun. It's me.
I think we all are a bit competitive.
You have to be. If you're entering a competition like this, if you're not competitive, then why are you entering? Like, if you're not aiming for a goal, maybe you just want to, maybe your goal is just to enter, like that's your fear, then you've achieved that goal and you've won. If you want to win, that's your goal, and you've achieved it. So you set your own goal, no matter what it is, and that'll give you the motivation to make it.
So how long have you guys been making costumes for? I think it'd be interesting to get a collective number of years by the time we get to the end of this panel.
I've been making costumes, as in assembling things and sewing. I've been doing that all my life, literally since I can remember. I remember having a little sewing kit. It was like this little box that my nana gave me full of thread and stuff that I was using when I was 5 years old.
But really seriously costuming, my first cosplay was when I was 15 years old, which I made while I was working on Lord of the Rings in the sewing room. So I made that after hours because I had like a big event to go to. And so I made Jedi robes, and from then on it was like this thing which started to my skin. And even while I've been working on like other big productions, I've always had like to cosplay as well. I had a break when I was at uni just because things were really intense, but now I'm at cosplay. It's so great. It's awesome. So I guess collectively, for me, that invented 17 years. Yeah.
All right, so we've got 17 years up on the board.
I've been doing it for nearly maybe 2 or 3 years. I started competing pretty much almost straight away because I felt that it really motivated me to improve my skills. But yeah, so maybe 3 years now.
I started in 2007, so almost 10 years.
I've been sewing pretty much all my life, but I started cosplaying I think when I was 20. It's like Tegan's 21st birthday. It was a video game theme, and I was a really terrible nurse drawing the spotlight wig.
Cosplay since 2011, so about 5 years or so, but I've been sewing for 20 years, so there's that grey area between costumes, cosplay, so yeah, about 20 years. All my life, right? I was born cosplaying.
So I think it's safe to say we've got about 40, 50 years of collective cosplay experience up here on the stage, which is pretty amazing. So if you guys have got any questions at all that you would like to ask about how to make pretty much anything, these guys have probably covered it. So pop your hands up. If not, I will keep asking questions. All right, we've got a question. How am I going to get this microphone to you? I can't go past these speakers. I'm trapped.
Just with the making of the costumes, can you get your mum to make it, or do you absolutely have to make it for yourself if you're going to enter the competition?
It's got to be completely made 100% by yourself.
Unless your mom said
I mean, I had my husband make me a lot of cups of tea. That helps a lot.
Yeah, James brings me lots of chocolates.
good work, James.
Yeah, James. I do what I can.
We have had contestants come into prejudging that do have pieces that they haven't made themselves. You know, that they may have bought a pair of pants, they may have, you know, purchased a prop, and generally they don't get to the level that these guys do. So if you make everything 100% from scratch, that's what to aim for with this kind of competition.
It depends on what competition you're entering as well.
Yeah.
Like, if you're doing the championships, like everyone here has done, it's purely a construction competition. Obviously, build 99% of the stuff that you have. But if you're entering maybe more of a local convention, you know, Mum can absolutely help. There's Cosplay Comics where you can do skits, so it's the performance side that can be judged on. So there is opportunities for Mum to help you or make you a costume. It just depends on what comp you're entering. But championships, it's all about craftsmanship, so pretty much the person wearing it should be making.
There are some cosplay, as Sam mentioned, like Madman, where they do judge you on your skit, and so and there are like some smaller ones where you can buy your costume but just do the performance and you get judged on that. So it just depends on your type of cosplay, really.
Yeah, I think there's a competition out there for everyone, no matter what skill level they're at or what experience level they're at. So, has anybody else got any more questions? All right, my turn. So, do you guys recommend working with a material you're not familiar with for a competition? Because I see this a lot in the pre-judging room, people going, I wanted to push myself and challenge myself, so I decided to build armor for the first time. What do you guys think?
I would recommend that.
I love it. I never worked with Arduino or LED strips before. It was my first attempt. Programming is like, I did a little bit of programming in high school, but after that, so I just decided, I'll program the lights with like a week left in my deadline at the time. But it was great. It turned out really well, and I was super happy with how I got the hang of it. Yeah.
For those who aren't familiar, Henchwench actually programmed the lights in her weapons and costume to mimic the light pattern in game of her character's costume, which is pretty amazing.
Well, I think it depends on how much time a lot of time, then why not go try some new materials? Then you've got the time to like figure it out and maybe remake it a couple times. Yeah, if you mess up. But if you're on a bit of a time crunch, no. No, whatever.
It depends on your costume choice as well. So to me, costume choice is 90% of success of what you do in a competition. If you ideally what you should do is choose a costume that really shows your strengths. But if you want to learn something new, make sure it's something that you can manage, that you're not going to have to try an entire costume. Like that's a bit silly, but it might even impress the judges saying, hey, I've done all this amazing stuff, but I've also learned how to do this for this costume. So yeah, you could learn something new, but not your whole costume. So show your strengths, show that you're willing to learn as well.
Do you guys look at what has won other competitions in order to get inspiration, or are you quite insular with what you do?
I did a lot of research because this was my first competition. I did research into what I could expect and what I should be doing. And as Sam said before, generally the costumes that win have a good showcase of lots of different things. So they have an element of sewing, they have wig work, they have beading, they have armour or prop or something along those lines. So it's always good to select a costume that does show off all those different things. And so before entering, I did heaps of research into that kind of thing and saw what kind of costumes generally made it to the end.
Yeah. To a degree, I did a lot of research. For me, first and foremost, it was about choosing a costume that I knew I would not burn out on. Yeah. So as soon as I saw the artwork that came out for Legion for the new tier sets, I saw the Death Knight, and I went, I just need that. I was just like, I have to have that object. So the big driving force between the whole process was not like entering the competition. It was like, I get this complete. I get it for real. I get to be a Death Knight. And yeah, that was the big driving force.
Speaking of burnout, how important is time management?
It's like the single most important.
None of us have it, right?
No.
I'm terrible at it, but it's the single most important bit of any project. I would say, okay, I'm not actually terrible at it. I just know that my work style is very chaotic, and that works for me specifically. It doesn't work for everybody. People that work with me know my work style really well, so yeah, it's about finding your groove and what you do. If you're the sort of person that needs to organize everything months in advance and finish months in advance of your deadline, then that's what you need to do. You can't just adopt someone else.
Does anyone up here do that? Like really actually schedule out your time? And
I did this time.
You have to. You know, it never works out, but you can try.
Yeah, I have a huge plan.
I kind of have an algorithm for how long something will take in cosplay hours. You know, cosplay hours are different to real hours. So if I think, oh yeah, this is going to take 3 hours, it will take you 8 hours.
Yeah.
So just add 5 hours on to how long you think it will take. And
I know in the industry we say to do double the time and add half to any assumed deadline that we have, which is what I try and do. Like I do a giant planner on the wall. I get like A1 paper and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But I just have, rather than planning out everything, I just have this thing needs to be finished by this time, rather than.
Particularly because you have to like place around work, like school, and other requirements.
Yeah.
So I had a similar as you had, like a chart where I have this many hours dedicated to work, this many hours dedicated to my uni, this many hours dedicated to sleep, eating, and then whatever time I had in there, and I'm like, that would be cosplay time.
Yeah, well I have to schedule mine online commissions and stuff.
yeah, like Carrie was saying, with all of us working, when I made mine last year, I was working 5 days a week, and it was like I worked in 2 jobs, so I didn't go to too many social gatherings and weekends, which is purely cosplay. Like it's a bit ridiculous. But
I was gonna say, you give up your social life when you make these competitions.
that didn't happen all the first week. No, it's a lot of time, especially when you're working. And sometimes I think people, especially online, forget that cosplay is work.
Yes.
And they just think you sit at home and cosplay all day, which is not true. And then they
That would
don't
be nice.
see the hard work and the 1 a.m. It's like,
The amount of
My
times my
best-
friends are like, hey Kerry, come over for drinks. I'm like, no, I need to work on this. Like, you're working on it last night. I'm like, I know.
Yeah. Cosplay lives, what do you do?
Same. I've been like, everyone's like, can you come out and like do dinner? And I'm like, how about you guys come over and we'll watch Netflix and I'll hand sew or make chainmail. That's a compromise.
Do you guys often include your social life in cosplay in that way? Is that something that ever happens? Because I've tried to organise these things and they just never happen and I'm alone making things alone.
I'm really lucky in that most of my friends are really creative people, even if it's not cosplay. Like I know a lot of people who do historical recreation and things like that. So we can kind of chill and get that we have these deadlines that we need to work on. Like a lot of my friends were working on things for Rowaney Festival, which is like a big medieval festival in Sydney. So it was kind of good to like organise with them. You can talk out deadlines together, and even if you're on social media, the fact that you've got other people who are also working on costume deadlines, and you can talk to each other at 2 in the morning and go, why isn't this working? My application's not sewing.
I live in a house full of laughers, so
Yeah, that's amazing.
they keep me sane.
So, as someone that wasn't really very involved in the competitive world of cosplay, and still until I became involved in this competition in the capacity that I'm in, I always looked at cosplay competitions as being a little bit separate from the rest of the community. You know, it's this competitive thing, like, you know, does it get nasty? Is it awful? And from my experience, that's not something I've witnessed. Is that something that you guys were fearful of in any way?
I bitch about all these people. I don't like any of them. But, I found personally, I've met a lot of competitors at Melbourne, and now we've become really good friends. So aside from winning the competition, I actually made a bunch of friends, and we're all really supportive of each other. We'll help each other out. You know, if they're behind on something, I was like, well, I can help you with something to do. Like, you know, just even if it's like going down to Bunnings and getting something for them, you know, while they're frantically working on something. But you know, even these guys, you know, we get along, and it's like friendly competition. Like, I don't care. Like, if I didn't win, I'm happy that, you know, one of these people.
It's the hardest part about the competition, honestly, because like you want to be like happy that you won, but you're also sad for your friends. That was so hard.
I'm sorry I stole this from you.
It's kind of like a tragedy or like a train crash kind of thing. Like you all bond together because you're so tired and in pain, and you know that everyone's been through that train crash with you. You kind of bond in that way.
Yeah, definitely.
Sam, did you find, like, I can understand that happening here in Australia where our community is a little smaller. Did you find that same kind of camaraderie when you went to compete globally? Did that happen at all?
It's a very different atmosphere. I think because it was an international competition, there wasn't many friends together, so we're all very kind of lone wolves while we're there. Even though I made some friends and we all spoke to each other, we were all there for one thing, kind of thing. We were supportive, there was no nastiness, no bitterness, none of that, but we were all just very focused. I mean, we've all just flown hundreds of hours totaled up, transporting, building costumes. You kind of get focused at that point, but as soon as it's over, we're all friends. Like, the guy came second, was from Austria, and he had this big, amazing, massive transformer. First time I saw it, I was wet myself. It had flames coming out of it and smoke and noises. It was incredible. He was the loveliest man I've ever met in cosplay. He was so beautiful. He learned English just so he could speak to the other competitors.
Oh my god!
So and he's the most memorable from that one. And I remember shaking his hand when he's just got his legs on, and it's like this. And it was just beautiful. And he's the one I remember the most. Just because it was international and everyone was different, it was a bit more separate. But I reckon if it was in the States, I think everybody would be very close.
Does anyone in the audience have any questions at all? Don't be shy, you can put your hand up if you've got any. Oh, come on, guys. We've got
Ask us questions about making stuff.
Yeah. Does anyone want to know how to make something? You'll need to come to me because I can't go past. Oh, there we go. We've got the speaker box.
If you're just starting, what's the easiest way to make a costume?
YouTube is your friend.
Yeah.
YouTube has every tutorial you could possibly ever want. So generally, just find a character that you love. Maybe it's something nice and basic from an anime or something like that, and Google and have a look for other cosplayers who have made that costume. And every instance that I've found, I've messaged cosplayers who have made something that I've wanted to make, and I've said, wow, that's really cool, how did you do that? And they've sent me a brief summary, which gave me a little bit of an idea of what I need to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of blog posts, even places like Tumblr have really good information out there. The best thing is just like pick a small project, like a prop, or you want to make a particular like jacket or a pair of leggings or something like that, and just really focus on that. Focus on not wasting materials, like something like a foam gauntlet will teach you the basics of working with that material. And then once you've got the basics down, you can expand that and you can make yourself some greaves, and you can make yourself a helmet. From then, you just move on. But just keep making things. Like, the only way that you're going to learn is rather than agonizing over getting everything perfect, just hammer things out. Because I know people who, their first cosplays looked really amateur, and they just kept making things and making things. Like, my first cosplay looked terrible, but I just made things and gradually got good.
My first costume was cringeworthy, it's terrible.
Yeah.
I think we all made like pretty, I mean, compared to what we have now, like basic costumes. But I mean, it's just practice, like now just doing repetitive things. You'll get better. You know, it's going to take time, patience, and a lot of practice to make things.
Yeah, I think it's important to remember as well that the community is really friendly, and if you see someone wearing a costume that you love or an element of it that you have no idea how they made, they want to tell you about it. Trust me.
I've made so many friends that way as well, because I'll just go up to random people at a convention and be like, oh my god, the fabric that's the lining of your cloak, where did you get that? Because it would be perfect for this. And then we'll just talk, and then like hours will disappear into a vacuum, and I'll have a new best friend. It's great. It's awesome.
It's pretty rare to find someone that doesn't want to launch into a really detailed story about all the work that went into making just that one element of that costume. So yeah, the cosplay community is amazing, especially here in Australia. I think everyone's awesome and full of advice. And I think you find that you can make things out of stuff that you've just got laying around the house. You don't even necessarily need to invest in expensive tools and fabrics and materials. You know, a quick trip down to Bunnings and some empty tins out of your pantry, and you've got.
Some of my favorite cosplays that I've seen are things that look complicated. Like there's a guy in Sydney, Vin. He just does cardboard. That's all he does. He makes absolutely everything out of cardboard. And he makes the most elaborate, hilarious costumes. Like he'll do Han Solo, and he'll make a perfect cardboard Millennium Falcon around himself. Like, people specialize in things. It doesn't have to be expensive. When I was taking my Death Knight to Melbourne, I didn't have the front baubles finished, so I just used some gold cardboard and some Christmas decorations.
Christmas decorations are the best.
Oh, they're so good. My main gun is like full of, I think there's 5 Christmas decorations in that thing. They're awesome.
I go to op shops a lot and I buy old sheets or old blankets or old tablecloths because they're already pretty warm, so I don't even have to weather it.
Yeah. Belts are great too.
Belts,
you can just cut them up, and there's your strapping for your armor.
Oh yeah.
I clean out all the op shops because you get lovely leather belts for like $2 or $3 each, and then pre-worn, and then you can just there's my thigh straps, and it looks like I spent ages weathering them, and I just cut up some belts.
I've even gone to op shops and bought like a pair of pants or a shirt or a jacket that was kind of close to what I wanted but not quite right, and then unpicked it and used that as a pattern to make something else.
That's a good way to learn how things are made as well, like pulling things apart and seeing how it's constructed, kind of replicate that as well.
Yeah, modifying stuff you've got in your closet as well. It's like closet cosplays are really underrated, I think, for first cosplays. They're a lot of fun, they're comfortable, you know that you're not going to be, trying to keep things together. Does anyone else have a question? Don't be shy, put your hands up.
Oh, it's got the back.
We've got a question. Oh, there we go. Nice and loud so we can hear you.
G'day. I was just wondering, where do you find the fine line between finishing and always obsessing about something you require? Like, when you know you've made the costume you want and you can go, I don't need to do this anymore, even though I could still do 1,000 things. Like, Because I find myself
It
obsessing
usually,
over
for me, that happens at about 4 in the morning before the convention.
When you run out of time.
Yeah. I can touch up paint for weeks.
I was gonna say for me, there's never like a finish. I'm never satisfied with my finished product. I can always do better. I can always fix something. So I don't know. I have to tell myself to stop. Otherwise, I'll just keep obsessing. So yeah.
I harass my housemates to come and judge me on my phone. I take photos and I'm like, how can I improve this? What can I do better? And usually they're like, it's fine, Kerry, go to sleep. I'm like, I can't.
I think it's a case of sort of knowing yourself to, you have to finish it, alright? Tell yourself that this has to be done, because if you keep obsessing over this one thing, you can't take the lessons from that costume and move on to the next costume. So as soon as you finish that costume, your next one's going to be twice as good. So it's up to you to decide where that level is. It could be fall short of what you think it is, you might do a little bit more. But know when to move on and prepare to move on as well. It might be your baby. Is your armor you're wearing now your baby?
It's really great.
Oh, no, it's not your baby. Okay, that's right. It looks amazing by the way. But make sure you know where to finish, because you'll find what happens to me is, well, you'll move on to another costume. You use similar techniques and you get better at those, and you look at your old costume and go, why was I worrying about that? I was trying to fix this. And you might go remake that costume again. I'm planning to remake a whole new costume because I look at my old photos and think, oh, yeah. So you need fresh eyes. So stop, make something new, then look at it again and see how far you've come, and then you'll accept, yeah, that one's done, I'm going to make something new. It's going to be amazing.
I also find when I hit a wall and I'm looking at something, I'm getting frustrated and I think, it's not looking the way I want, and I'm starting to get upset. I usually put it aside and work on something else, another section of the costume for a while, and come back to that later when I'm not frustrated and angry at it. And usually I'm like, oh, why was I getting upset? I can just do this, and I've just got a clear mind. And
Yeah, I find that with electronics a lot. It's so tedious and fiddly. So I'll stop doing electronics and then I'll move on to painting something else. It's completely different. Just clears your head.
I think it's pretty normal with anything creative, because by the time you finish it, you're better at it. So, and it's going to always be like that. And once you know in your head that it's always going to be like that, then yeah, what these guys said, recognize that point and
I saw
move
a
on.
little story on Facebook somewhere, it just came out of nowhere. It's been off Tumblr or something. I thought it was a really, really interesting read. It was about a pottery class. I don't know, did you guys see this?
Yeah.
It's a pottery class. One half of the class is going to be scored on quantity, so as many pots as they can make. The other side of the class is going to be scored on quality, so they're going to make one pot and make it as perfect as they can. It turned out that the class that had the quantity actually scored better because they kept doing and finishing, learning from that pot, moving on to the next one, learning, finishing. Whereas people that were obsessing over that one pot, they just kept failing because they weren't moving on, using the lessons from that previous pot. And I thought that was a really interesting way of seeing it. So finish something, move on, and then you can take that and put in something to even better.
Make more costumes. Never stop making costumes.
You don't need to wait for the right tools that help. I have so many people talk to me and they're like, oh, but I can't afford this, and I can't afford a standalone bench sander. And it's like, I don't have these things for starters. I'm just looking out of my own home. But it's not about waiting for it, it's about making do with what you have as well. I tell a lot of people you have to use contact lenses. It's not strictly true. Please, some people. Just make things. It's the most important thing is not the rest of things. I can trap myself in going to a reference and then going, okay, I've got to calculate my proportions, so I'll get up my scale and I can spend weeks and weeks planning something. And anyone can fall into that trap. And I have many times. But as long as you can just, even if you can't figure out the whole costume, just start on a bit of it. Just get your braces made, or your underclothes, something like that. Like when I was stuck in my Fallout costume with the pattern, this is really nice. I made a brow to go over, and that was my way of just like, okay, I'll just get into a different headspace, and then okay, well then I can use this bra pattern to make the cos pattern, and from there on I figure out how to use it. So yeah.
How you were saying about you don't need the best of tools. My entire Crusader outfit, the only tools that I had was a $100 sewing machine. I had a heat gun and a knife. And I think that was about it.
That's all you need.
That was the only tools that I had to make the entire outfit.
I'd love to know if any of you guys have a story about finding a different way to do things. Like you were saying with creating the bra first and using that to make the pattern. Have you ever broken the rules and things have turned out far better than you expected? Or am I totally putting you on the spot here?
I'm going to say for me, with my armour, I didn't use, like everyone was using foam or like water and stuff like that, but I decided to do something different, and I just used foam and I used fabric for my work so I could use the fabric in my costume and use it to wear. So it would be the same shade and whatnot, so I don't know, I did something different that I haven't seen a lot of people do, like armour fabric all the time.
Does anybody have any questions? Yes. You guys are getting better at this question asking thing. Thank you.
Obviously, with the main big competitions such as showcases and cosplay, and purposely more winning against it, going a little bit off subject to costume making, but as a cosplayer, you have social media accounts. How do you go about dealing with the internet and dealing with updating and sharing and all that other jazz that comes with being a big profile in the cosplay community?
I don't really do social media. I'm terrible. I don't even know how to use Twitter that well. But
Yeah, I don't use it.
yeah,
I don't get it.
no.
I'm really bad at my philosophy with social media is like if I think something is cool, I'll just upload it. Which is why my page has mostly pictures of my filthy floor with like, here is a half-built razor. But yeah, I just think if something is worth sharing, I'll put it. Although I mean, I guess when I think about it, I love sharing how to make things with other people. It's like the whole driving force for me behind about everything that I do. I do a lot of teaching and workshops and stuff, so I'll try and come up with something that's really simple that everyone can learn from. So like here is how I use a mixing bowl that I got from IKEA to make rhubarb. And I'll just do like 3 photos and then put it together and put it on my page.
I think you'll find with social media there are a lot of different types of personalities. So you have people who probably buy a lot of their stuff, but they just put it all together really well, or entertaining. So they're more of an entertainer kind of cosplayer. And then you've got the very opposite, which is someone who just hardcore builds incredible things, and people follow them because they want to know how they do that as well. So it's all about the kind of cosplayer that you want to be and you want to have as your social media page. On mine, I have a lot of mixture between photographs of the completed outfit and then work in progress pictures, because you'll find it attracts different kinds of people. Some people don't want to know how you made it, they just want to see what it looks like at the end. Other people don't really care what it looks like at the end, they just want to know how you did it. So
Yeah, I think you can't please everyone on the internet, and that's something to remember.
Just be yourself.
Yeah, be yourself, and if you are wanting to build a community online, create content that's useful and shareable and that people will enjoy, essentially. Also, moderating comments is very important and part of how you create a community that you're happy for people to be hanging out in. So just delete people. That's my main advice for that. Just ban them all. Ban hammer. Have a really good ban hammer gif. That's.
no, to be fair, some cosplayers that I follow, I actually really respect how they handle people that are really inappropriate. Some people don't realise that what they're saying is pretty poor. They don't realise that they're being jerks, and they will just say something because it's just a knee-jerk reaction, and then people jump down their throat and they think, oh, I'm not changing my attitude, everyone else is wrong. But there's a few cosplayers that I follow for the pure fact that I love how they handle themselves online, and usually they say, well, it's actually not cool that you think it that way, and this is why, and perhaps if you had said it this way, which I think is what you meant to say, this is how I would have reacted, and they change the whole conversation from being an argument to educating someone without putting them down. So,
Yeah, perfect. Has anybody else got any questions? Come on, raise your hand. I know you want to know something. If you ever wanted to know how to make anything, this is your chance. Anybody? There we go. Yes.
How do you guys prepare yourself before the actual competition and pre-judging?
Good question.
Right for day.
So why don't you guys talk a little bit about what it feels like, the process of like pre-judging and being side stage before you go on as well?
Prejudging is terrifying. It's definitely the scariest part of competing. Going on stage is nothing. After you go through prejudging, going on stage is like, oh yeah, it's the best thing. It's so good. In my experience as prejudging in Chicago, it was absolutely terrifying. It was when you work 10 months on 2 costumes with thousands of dollars of money, traveling 30 hours in a foreign country to enter in a competition where you get judged for 5 minutes is, that's quite difficult, and you do have to prepare yourself mentally for whatever happens in pre-judging. It was, my experience in Chicago was 4 judges like normal. We had Yaya Han, who was beautiful, 3 industry people, and because I'd been prejudged by her twice already, I kind of knew her style. I kind of had an idea of what would happen in prejudging. At this point, I'd been in my costume for about 2.5 hours, and it was starting to get a bit tiring, so I wasn't feeling great. I was trying to psych myself up, try to be confident, happy going into prejudging, go to ask them, answer all their questions. I had a speech in my head that had all these big words, trying to make out like I knew what I was talking about when I didn't. This is my research, I did this because of this, and real complex sort of stuff. Anyway, normally in prejudging, Yaya Han will get up, she'll look at you real close, she'll pick up your scenes, she'll show the other judges what she thinks that they need to see. Now in Chicago it was very different. I walked into there's a film crew around me. So there's a video camera and a normal camera on each side, in front and back of me, so already I'm overwhelmed. But then all 4 judges got out of their seat and kind of like tapped me with questions. I wasn't prepared for this. I had a speech. Can I see my speech? No. We're asking you all these questions. So I had a judge down here. How'd you do this? I had a judge up here. How'd you do this? Like, I pulled that. It was like 1-word answers, and it was 5 minutes. It felt like 30 seconds. And then I left prejudging, and I was like, oh no. I didn't say anything. And then it was just like, it was just emotions up, down like this. So it was so scary that I had to go back to my hotel room, take my costume off in private, just because it was so incredibly intense to, do all that work for 5 minutes and not be able to get a word out. Worked out, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
but at that time, I thought I didn't have it. At that time, I didn't think I told them enough. They didn't act like I had in my head. So you can prepare as much as you want, but you don't know what's going to happen. Something might break in prejudging. You have to prepare for the worst, prepare for a completely different scenario. I forgot the question, but
Preparing, you're on it still.
So you can prepare, but again, you don't know how you're going to feel either. At that point, I had a migraine. I could only see out one eye. I was very, very ill, just from flying, stress, and that kind of thing. Adrenaline kicked in, thankfully, but I could have prepared for months and I still would have been ready. So you can prepare, but don't expect to be.
When I was as I was making things, I was imagining explaining it to the judges. I was imagining telling them how I was doing it. Thankfully, the Perth judging process wasn't that brutal. We had, every state has had different judges, so it's usually the guest cosplayer and 2 industry people. So generally, between all the judges, there's someone who specializes specialises in different elements of costuming. So basically, I just start at the bottom. I start with the undersuit, and then move up to armour, and then move on to props, and then I almost have like a checklist in my head of what I'm explaining, and then generally you kind of go on autopilot, and then once it's done, you're like, wow, I can't do anything else. I had terrible stage fright going on stage alone, so I was backstage singing to myself to kind of calm myself down, because I was the first person on stage in this whole competition at first, and I was like freaking out. Yeah. So I'm just like, thankfully Ray is a wonderful host as well, so she runs through everything and tells everyone all the hard work you put into your outfits.
I'm going to say with preparing, I actually wrote down everything. I included photos. I got it. I brought it this time. But the night before, I went through my head in a checklist. I started from the top to the bottom, and I wrote down everything on my phone, and I'm standing down, and it's very nerve-wracking. And I'm shaking as I'm like reading it out, like how I made everything in my mouth getting dry and everything. But once it's all over, you can breathe a sigh of relief and know that there's something else that you can
Practice in the shower.
Yeah.
Do you guys do that? Like you're in the shower, like for a comp, and you're like pretending that the judges are there, and you're like, oh yes, this is nice.
I just totally streamed of conscious the entire thing. I was just like, I walked in and none of them said anything to me. And I walked in and I'm like, oh. And so I just was like, I made some armor and it's really cool. And it's got blue bits and I just kept talking. And then eventually they asked me some questions.
It is different in every state of this competition as well, because sometimes we will get judges that are really chatty and really into it, and they'll like come out from behind the desk and they'll look at everything and they'll have a million questions. And then sometimes there'll be judges that just sit there and stare at people when they walk in, and I'm in the room as well, and I'm going, okay, sorry, tell us about your costume. You start talking. It's okay. Like, yeah, hey, what would you like to be called on stage? Let's have a chat. So yeah, you never know what the judges are going to be like. So preparing is actually pretty difficult, but knowing as much as you can about your costume and how you made it, and knowing any interesting things, I think, about the way that you've gone about making your costume. If you've done something unconventional or you've done something that's incredibly difficult, you need to let them know that that's happened, because they're not going to know just by looking at your costume what you've done. So let them know, absolutely.
I think it's important to remember that everybody is as nervous as each other, and I think the judges kind of know that. So generally you walk in, you say, look, sorry, I'm really nervous, I'm just going to go through this the best I can. I think they're going to be pretty forgiving, and like don't talk to the other people who you're competing with, because everybody is packing themselves and everybody is tired and stressed, and so generally you can like vent with each other and freak out together, and it makes it a bit easier.
Yeah, nerves is not something that's judged negatively in a pre-judging room. This is a craftsmanship competition for this competition in particular.
Like, even if you're nervous, just pretend you're not nervous.
Yeah.
No one knows.
Fake it till you make it.
So I've got here. I know what I'm doing. Just shutting up.
Slap this together last night.
I think I interrupted you. You were going to say something.
I was just going to say, like everyone here, I was really nervous going into the pre-judging, but I actually had a really good experience. Like the judges were just so welcoming, and before I knew it, I was happily talking about all the little bits that went into my costume. It was like kind of like a relief that I had got it done, and I was like really excited to tell them about all the work that I put into it. So like for me, it was a really good experience. I was really excited, and they came up and were like, a little bit like questions here and there all at the same time, and before you know it, it's done. But just really
I think you'll find with some artists as well, it's really difficult for us to talk positively about our work, because we've looked at something for months.
Don't tell them where your errors are.
There's absolutely no need whatsoever
You
to
don't
point
need
out
to,
any
yeah.
mistakes that you've made.
So
Ever.
just
And it
remind
happens
yourself
so often.
that you're there for you. It's okay to talk about how good this thing is that you made. Be proud of yourself. Don't be humble. Be pre-judging. It doesn't help you out.
That comes with a lot of practice too.
Exactly.
Being able to talk about, because it also comes with just believing in yourself. But it comes with that confidence that only comes with practice. I was terrible through uni. because I went to Johnston, we had to do a lot of public speaking, and I went because I have pictures with actors, and look at them and their amazing presentation skills, and then there'd be me like reading out my costume notes. Get good at not reading things out. Don't go in with a list. Just put it in your head, because you're more natural that way. People don't want to see someone like judges don't want someone just reading out something that you agree with. Even if you forget a couple of things, you win points by being really natural.
Well, guys, we have run out of time on this panel, unfortunately, but make sure you come along to the competition tomorrow. It's on at 2:30 on the main stage. You will see every state finalist compete for the national prize for this year. It's going to be amazing. You get to see the incredible costumes that these guys up here on stage have made. So yeah, thank you very much to everyone for coming along, and thank you to our cosplayers for answering all of those questions and being so wonderful.